We're making a healthy dessert made from avocado. So we're taking 1 avocado and adding it to a blender or a food processor. Gonna gently remove the pit out of this one and add this half to the food processor as well. These are gonna be gluten-free, lower sugar, and delicious. So next I'm adding a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder for that chocolate flavor. If you've seen my chocolate avocado pudding, that's also one of my favorite desserts, and chocolate and avocado surprisingly go really well together. Next, I'm gonna add in a 1/3 cup of peanut butter. I'm using natural peanut butter, which is why it's a little bit thinner than typical peanut butter. So we have 1/3 cup of peanut butter, or you could use almond butter or sunflower seed butter, whatever you have on hand or prefer. Next, for sweetness, I'm adding in a 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup. I buy this big one at Costco because I use maple syrup a lot for baking. Next up, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, some sea salt, and last but not least, 1 egg. So I'm gonna grab my little food processor here, get that all hooked up, place the top on, and we will pulse this until smooth. Okay, this should be about done. Look at how good this looks. Look at that texture and consistency. I actually wanna try this before we even make the cookies because it looks so good. That's delicious. If it didn't have the raw egg, I could eat it just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside, and I have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper that I also sprayed with a little bit of olive oil. Now I'm gonna grab my cook scooter, and I'm also going to spray this with just a little bit of oil. Make sure it's nice and coated. And I'm just going to scoop out the batter using my cookie scoop right onto the parchment paper. So I'm just scooping out our cookies. I've made a lot of chocolate recipes using avocado, but these cookies are looking pretty good, so these might be my new favorite. Now I'm just gonna take my spatula that I also sprayed with a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just gonna kind of form these into cookie shapes. So I'm just kind of gently flattening them and shaping them into cookies. This batter is really sticky, so it's a little bit messy, but they're gonna be worth it. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to add some chocolate chips on top of each one, just for a little extra chocolate flavor, and because who doesn't like chocolate chips in their cookies? Okay, so our avocado chocolate chip cookies are gonna go into the oven, and then we'll let them cool and try them out. All right, our cookies are going into the oven at 350. All right, it has been 10 minutes. Look at how fudgy and delicious those look. So I'm gonna let these cool completely, and then we'll do a taste test. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love adding sea salt to all of my chocolate desserts. Really brings out the chocolate flavor, and I just love sweet and salty. So this is my favorite sea salt to use for desserts. Our double chocolate fudgy avocado cookies have cooled for a couple of minutes. Look at how good these turn out. They're almost like a cake-like fudgy texture, kind of like a mix between maybe a cookie, a cake, and a brownie. So let's break one in half. Look at how good that looks. Okay, so I'm super excited to try these. They are gluten-free, they're dairy-free, they're lower carb, they're only sweetened with a little bit of maple syrup. So I'm excited to try them out. These are amazing. They're not super sweet, so if you wanted them on the sweeter side, you could add a little bit of extra sweetener, but they're not super sweet, which I actually kind of like. And they're perfectly rich and dense and fudgy. Let me know in the comments if you will try these chocolate avocado cookies out.